Hey, well, hello everyone. It's Deb Naylor from the Flying Stamper. It is April 2022, and my topic today for this video is our Fawn Farewell event. So if you're attending this virtually, this will be your instruction on how to complete your kits and all the little tips and tricks that I have for you this month. So let's start out first with the things that you're going to need to gather to complete your projects. And the first thing that you will need is obviously some adhesive. I like to use liquid Tombow glue. And that glue, if you don't have it already, works best being stored upside down. I like to put it either at the end of my tape dispenser or a little shot glass. Works too. And then you're going to need some dimensionals and some glue dots, mini glue dots. You'll need a blending brush. If you don't have a blending brush, I'm pretty sure everybody in the group does. A sponge will probably work as well. And then some paper snips. And I like to use my Take-A-Pick tool. That's optional. And then you're going to need some ink pads. We are saying goodbye to the 2020 to 2022 in colors. So you're going to need Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, and Tuxedo Black. We'll set those over there. And then I like to stamp on top of a little foam mat, so I'm using the paper piercing mat. How do you like the placemat? You should have all gotten one of those. Pretty. I'm kind of going to miss these in colors that are retiring. And then the main stamp sets that you'll need are, I've got Flowers of Friendship, I've got Plentiful Plants, I've got Butterfly Brilliance, but I've got something else in mind for you guys to use on that one. Well Done, and Happy Hedgehogs. Now, if you don't have any of these stamp sets, or you have some of them, don't worry about it. We will use some substitutes. So mostly what you're going to be looking for is sentiments. So I'm going to start out with the Cinnamon Cider card first. So this is what the finished card looks like. And then let's take a look what's inside the kit. So you want to be careful when you open this one up. There's lots of little bits and pieces in it. You've got a pearl, so we'll set that over there. You've got a couple of flowers. You've got a couple of round circles. These are cut from the Layering Circles dies. You've got a doily that I actually used a layering circle die on for you, so it's in two pieces now. You've got a cute little bow, and you've got some Designer Series paper, Cinnamon Cider, and then you've got this. And don't worry about the hole in it because we're going to cover that in a minute. So let me get this out of here. I've actually got another foam mat under here. And let's put these things together. So we're going to adhere the vanilla piece and the Designer Series paper to the card base. And use whatever adhesive that you like. You want to make sure that the circle punch out there, the die, is down towards the bottom, not up here, because we're going to cover it with these things. And then you can use whatever side of the DSP that you like. So there's two-sided and there's cinnamon cider on both, so it doesn't matter, whichever side you like the best. Okay, we've got that. Okay, now it's all about the layering on this card. So the only thing that you need on this one is your cinnamon cider pad, and then I'm using these flowers, but if you don't have them, and those come from the Flowers of Friendship stamp set, if if you don't have them, it's okay. So you could do some things like maybe just distressing the edges of these flowers. They'll be fine without any stamping on them. And then you need a sentiment. And I'm going to actually use a sentiment from the Plentiful Plants stamp set. It's a thank you sentiment. I never have enough thank you cards. Okay, so, and this goes on the smaller circle. Okay, so we've got that. All right, now, these little lined up as best we can. That's not very good. One good thing about paper, there's two sides. So these are a little hard to line up. It works a little bit better to stamp them and then punch them. That's a little bit better. They get layered on top of each other and they get kind of buried with other things. So I'm not going to worry about them too much. That one's better. Okay, let's see. I think I'm done with the stamping. So let's get this stuff out of the way. All right, so now to assemble these, this goes on first. And this is where the liquid glue comes in real handy because you just need a dab. You don't need it very much. And so I'm just going to randomly place that in little strategic places on the doily. You know, this glue holds really well, so you honestly don't need very much. Okay, we'll place that in the center of the card. And then this large circle goes on top of that. All right, and then the center of the doily goes on top of that. And then this comes on next. So you can pop this up if you want, or you can glue it on flat. I like dimension, so I'm going to pop it up a little. Okay, then these I kind of just played with a little bit. I like this side better. And you glue them together. And like I said, if you don't have these stamps, then you could take like the sponge or your blending brush and just go around the outside and add a little color onto the edge. You could also take markers and just make some little stitches around. Okay, we're going to put the pearl right in the center there. And then we're going to use one of our glue dots for this cute little bow. So if I leave the glue dots on the roll and then just place it directly on the roll, it's easy to transfer. And then we need another dimensional for the flower, and that is that one. Wasn't that easy? And it's so cute, and it's all about the layers on this one because there's tons of layers. That's what makes it cute. Okay, so you will get an email with the photos, and then if you're in the Facebook group, they're all in the album there already, so you can take a look at those too if you need a little more help. And if you want, you can put a little something cute in the corner of the envelope, so I'll just use one of the stamps for the flowers. And there we go. All right. So, one down, 4 to go. All right, let's get the cinnamon cider things put away. And our next one features the Marvelous Magenta. This is one of my favorite colors. So when you open this one up, there's not any little embellishments, but you've got a punch out, a couple of punches out, some designer series paper, a piece of white, and then you've got, it could be cinnamon side or it might be gray. It doesn't matter because we're going to use the white side, and you're going to want to start by cutting this in half. All right, so here's a little bit closer look at the card. And this one we're not going to use the ink, we're going to use a basic black ink pad. And the card opens this way. So choose whichever side of the DSP that you want to see. I like both of these, but I think I'm going to go with the words. And the stamp set that I used on this is Happy Hedgehogs. It's actually a bundle in the mini catalog right now. So it's got the hedgehogs and cute little sentiments. Okay, so we'll lay that there, and then you can glue these down. The doily that we cut in half. And this one goes all the way to the edge. And this one goes almost all the way to the edge. Make sure that lays in there right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave that, let that kind of set up. I'll show you the rest of it. Okay, so these stamps that I'm using now are all from the Happy Hedgehog stamp set. And I know some of you guys got that. And then we're using Tuxedo Memento Black. If you don't have this version of black, you can use any black that you have. Early Espresso would work too if you don't have a black pad. I think most everybody has black pads. Okay, so we will stamp the little hedgehog on top of the punch out. Now, if you don't have the hedgehog stamp set, don't fret. Just go ahead and do a little bit of black around the edge with a sponge or a blending brush, and then maybe just give it a little eye with a black marker. And then we're going to use the sentiments. So this is one from the Happy Hedgehogs too. It says, finding a friend is the best discovery of all. And I like this because you can use it for anything. You can put happy birthday on the inside, or thank you, or thinking of you. And then this is a floral that is actually from the Happy Hedgehog as well. All of the stamps are from the Happy Hedgehog bundle. Let's see, I need to make sure I've got this going in the right direction. Yeah, so this goes off to the side over here. All right, and then I used some markers and the Wink of Stella, and I just realized that I didn't mention those when I told you what to grab to get ready. So I used Old Olive blends, and then I used the Light Magenta Madness and the Dark Magenta Madness. If you don't have any blends, just use markers, and if you don't have these specific colors, just pink and a green will work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of coloring. These magenta blends are actually on sale right now. They normally sell for $9 for a set of two, and I believe they're on sale for like $5.40 for a set of two, which is a really good deal, and they're so pretty. So you can see I'm not really being too particular about how I'm coloring. That's how I like to color with the blends. You don't have to fill everything in. I'll go and put a little bit of dark in the centers. Just give it a little variation of color. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Old Olive. So this is the light. I like to always start with the light and then go to the dark. And I'm just to add a little bit of definition with a darker color there. So I'm just kind of touching it. Oh, and then we'll put a little bit of grass in here, down here too. Okay. Now for the Wink of Stella, I put that just on the flowers. I love Wink of Stella. It just gives that little shimmer shine. And you don't need very much, and it dries really fast. This is like a really great product. All right, I don't know if you can see that shimmer or shine on camera or not. It's so pretty. All right, let's start the assembly on this. So this piece gets glued down in the middle. And then the other two I use dimensionals. So I put the little hedgehog right next to the bush. This is a happy card. This will bring cheer to somebody. Bright and cheerful. All right, and then we'll just put this about right there. So that's what that one looks like finished. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And we're going to move on to the Bumblebee card. Or Bumblebee is our color. So this is what the card looks like. And if you're attending class, you're going to have this little guide to show you how to put everything together. I will actually show you for you attending virtually, but we're using the Ladybug Punch. These are the wings from the Ladybug Punch. So we're making the Ladybug Punch into a sunflower and into a bumblebee. This is such a great punch, this Ladybug Punch. Okay, and then the stamps that I used on this one, I also used the Flowers of Friendship, Life is Better with Friends. There's another one that comes in the Blessings of Home. It says you're a real blessing to everyone around you. So I was looking for a sentiment that was kind of long like this, but honestly anything will work if you don't have anything that's like that. And we're going to need a yellow marker or yellow blends. I forgot to mention that too. So we're going to open this up, and you're going to find a lot of punch outs from the Ladybug Punch. So what I've used is the Ladybug body and then the wings. So let's go ahead and get our stamping on here with the Bumblebee, and then I'll show you how to assemble all this. I'm going to put this one on this one. You're a real blessing to everyone around you. Okay. All right, so then this gets glued to the Bumblebee piece. All right, let's talk about the bee first. So I punched everything for you, but this piece comes from the Ladybug punch, and you are going to probably need to trim it a little bit. And then you're going to need to color it. So we're going to take those white stripes and we're going to make them yellow. And I am using Daffodil Delight blends, but any yellow marker will do if you don't have any blends. And so you're just going to color those. And honestly, if you don't have a yellow marker, you could take some yellow crayon probably, or a yellow coloring pencil, or even yellow strips of cardstock would work too. All right, so then we're going to glue that to the ladybug body. And then you have a pair of vellum wings. So we're going to put just a little bit of glue into the vellum. All right, and we'll set that to the side and let that dry. Okay, let's talk about the sunflower. So the way that the sunflower goes together is you put two sets of wings together like this. And then you put two more on top, just turned a little bit. Okay, then we're going to take the old olive wings and we're going to turn those into leaves. And that actually should have gone under there. So I'm going to tuck that under there. Another thing that I love about this glue is you do have a little bit of time before it dries. So it hasn't dried all the way under there, so I can slide this in. Okay, all right, and then you have a little black and white circle punch, and we are going to use another dimensional to pop that up. I'm going to actually use the edge of the dimensional sheet. I've got one I'm just about finished. Okay, that goes there. And then you can pull these around if you want to change the orientation at all. I think I like the leaf back behind that. There we go. All right, and then we're going to put the bumblebee on a dimensional. And we'll put that down here. Isn't that a cute little summer card? Okay, so that's 3 down. We're going to go on and we're going to do the Just Jade project now. So this is with the Whale Done bundle. And I think this is a great guy card or a kid card. You could give it to a girl too. So when you open this one up, you're going to find quite a few little things. Oh, I think I lost my the black dot in here. Okay, I must have flicked it out. So be careful when you open that one up. Let me grab another one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our layering because there's quite a bit of it that's going on here. So you have a Just Jade piece, that goes on top of the basic black piece. And then that gets glued to the card base. And then we've got these 4 pieces of the Just Jade Designer Series paper. So that gives you 4 different sides. So that's what you're looking for. We're going to use all 4 sides. And if you just kind of line that up within the corner, you'll have just enough room to get them all on here. There's 4 pieces. Again, this is why I love the liquid glue, because I've got some moving time and it doesn't lay down right where I want it to. Okay, let's let that sit for a minute and dry, and we'll work on some other things. So you have some yellow Bumblebee ribbon here, and we're actually going to dye this with the blending brush and the Just Jade stamp pad. So you're going to take your blending brush, and this one we don't need to worry about tapping off like we do on cardstock, because we're actually really trying to darken this ribbon. And just pull, load it up really good, and then just pull it down the ribbon. And you're going to end up with green and Just Jade, or Bumblebee and Just Jade ribbon, and we have to dye both sides of it, so that when you wrap it behind the card, you'll see in a minute, you don't want one side to be dyed and one side not to be dyed. Okay, so now we'll turn it over. Okay, all right, now we're going to lay this on the bottom of the card. And I used Scotch tape to anchor it down, but you can use glue dots or other adhesive, whatever you prefer. And just use this, if you're using Scotch tape, just a small piece, because the punches that go over it aren't that big. Okay, so that's laying just like that for right now. Okay, let's get our stamping done. And again, my stamps are from the Well Done, but if you don't have Well Done, find some words that you like. Don't worry about that. Now, on the whale, if you don't have the stamp sets, then go ahead and use, let's see, I'm going to do a couple things with this. Go ahead and use your blending brush and just go around the edge and distress it. And then you can just put your eye right there. And if you have the whale done, then we need to stamp the whale. All right, and then we're going to take one of these black matte dots, and I put it right in the whale's eye. See, okay, I think we got our stamping all done. Okay, all right, now our sentiment gets glued on top of this black label punch. I can't remember what that one's called. All right, now we're ready to assemble this together. So we are going to use some dimensionals. And you just put the whale right in the center of your 4 squares there. And then the sentiments goes on 2 dimensionals and then goes across the top of that ribbon. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. Cute. I kind of have a hard time with boy cards, so when I get a good one, I'm pretty happy. Okay, our next one is, yours is actually going to turn out just a little bit differently than the sample. I asked all of you guys a couple days ago if you had the Butterfly Brilliance bundle, and nobody that's attending virtually has that. So that's okay. When I was designing the card, I had that in mind. I just didn't think these 4 plain butterflies with no pen stamping on them would look very good. But the Butterfly Brilliance bundle has a variety of dies in it. So it has these ones that are all intricate and cut out, which is different than this, but I think it's going to look great. So first thing that you want to do is take out all the little excess pieces there of from the die. And so I'm going to use my die brush to get those all out, and the foam pad. Okay, this one's all out. Still have a few on this one. These are pretty fragile, so don't push too hard when they're in there. Okay, I think we got them all out. Great. Okay, so this is already dry embossed for you. I used the ornate folder. If you don't have this folder already, it's on the going away pile. So it's actually going to be retired on May 2nd. It's a great folder. It's the one I've used over and over and over and over. So it's a good one to have. And then there is a liner for this one. So it's a lighter weight computer paper. Okay, so I'm going to take the biggest one and put that in the middle. And then the other 2 are very similar in size, so you can lay them however you'd like. Let's see, I'm going to see if I have any little dimensionals. Here's the tiny, tiny ones. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of these edges up a little bit so I can put it right in the middle of the butterfly's body. So I'll make them kind of long and skinny. Aren't dimensionals the best thing ever? They hold so well and just give that extra little dimension to your project. And they're so versatile. Okay, so the large one's going to go right in the middle. I have to trim that a little bit more. It's just a little bit too long. we'll put this down here, and then we'll put this one up at the top. Need a little more. If you can just use this leftover piece. Yeah, I think that's going to work great. Yay! All right, and stick that there. All right, now you have 3 rhinestones. So we'll put them in for the head of the butterfly. Oh, that one stuck to my finger. I got some glue on my finger, so it's attracting things. There we go. All right, and then the last one. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So this is what the project was designed, but I think this is actually just as beautiful. It's very intricate and very delicate looking. And then you can just stamp a sentiment on the inside of whatever you would like. So in your kits, you are also receiving the annual 2022-2023 catalog. So look for that. Ordering starts on that on May 3rd. And last day to order out of the current catalog is May 2nd. Don't forget to check that last chance list and grab anything that you want to get. Some things are already sold out, so that will probably continue. As things are wiped out of inventory, they will become unavailable. And then the mini catalog that we have right now, which is where this hedgehog set is, retires June 30th. So you have a little more time on that. We should be getting a retirement list off of that fairly soon. The class for May is going to be the In Color class that I do every year. So it's going to showcase the new In Colors that start on May 3rd. And I will be having classes the end of May 27th and 28th, I believe are the dates. And then that will also be offered virtually. So check your email. You should have an e-bite for that right now. And I hope you guys enjoy your kits this month. If you have any questions about any of the projects or anything's missing, please reach out and let me know right away. I want to make that right. Thanks again for attending. Have fun and take good care, and I'll see you next time.